starting topics, and after that we will move to the Cisco IS basics and some basic configuration of Cisco IS devices. It may be router or switch. So what are in the list? Network devices, we already explained something, but we will explain a little more today. Then we will have a go at subnetting, then the IUS, and then we have those configuration things. So these are some of the commonly used network devices listed here: the network interface card, the modem, the hub, bridge, switch, router, and gateways. Some of them are already, we have a brief overview in the fundamental section, especially in the OSI model, but let's explain them a little more. So the first hardware component that we will require in our computer system is the NIC. Normally we called it NIC or NIC, the network interface card. Sometimes we refer it as a network card, or maybe local network card, depend. We pronounce it differently, but it full name is the network interface card. It is the hardware device that is normally pre-installed or you can say present, whether it is a laptop computer or it is a desktop computer. It is already available. And as you know, we talked about one is that cable based. The cable we normally plug into that hardware device, and the other that we have is the antenna based, the wireless, normally called the WNIC or the WNIC, the wireless network interface card, that we normally required for wireless connectivity of the computer. So normally by default in all laptops we have that wireless NIC, but if we require it in desktop, then we need to install them. Also, every NIC has a unique address. We already explained that. That is called the MAC address or the physical address, and it is 48 bits address. And if you remember, we said that this address is represented in hexadecimal number notation. So that is a little brief about the NIC, and you know, this is the main point of entry or exit from your computer, means that is the actual hardware through which data can enter your computer system or leave your computer system. Then we have another device that is called the modem. Modem normally stands for, it is for MO, modulation, and DEM stand for demodulation. Modulation and demodulation. So normally, you know, once we want to connect our computers to an internet or network, normally we required an internet modem. So the primary function of a modem is to perform modulation and demodulation. Modulation means convert analog signals to digital signals, and demodulation means convert the digital signals to analog signals. So normally we use different types of modem, like the DSL modem. In past we use telephone modems for connectivity to the internet, but this is also a network device that normally can be seen and used in networks. Then we have a hub, no longer used, but if you remember, we talked about a little bit at the physical layer of the OSI model. So like as you know, in today's local area network we use a switch normally called the network switch. So it is same like a hub, but before switches we used a hub for connecting multiple computers over a network. But in today's network it is been no longer used, or you can say it is obsolete, been no longer used, but still it is a network device and it's related to the physical layer. Then we have a bridge. Normally a bridge also connect different or you can say different type of network with each other. We can use them and networks, but with the invention of modern switches and more capabilities, again this device use is quite obsolete nowadays, but still it was used in network for some time. Especially it was used in a hub based network. In a hub based network means when we used multiple hub in computer networks. So for that purpose, to connect different hubs with each other, the bridge was used. Means like a bridge you can see on a river, or maybe on a you can say on a canal or something like that. So to connect, so like let's say this is a hub, it is hub number 1 and this is hub number 2. So here we have uh, some computers which are part are connected to this hub, and here we also have some computers and devices which are connected to this hub. So normally in a hub based network, as it doesn't have any kind of mechanism or technique that it can create the MAC address table or physical address table of computers connected, so it don't have that mechanism. So normally once it receives data on one port, then it will send that data to all other ports like this way. So maybe a computer is listed here on this side, but as the functionality of hub is that it may send the data towards this side if we don't have any bridge. So normally once the data comes to the bridge, it filters out, it checks whether this packet will be sent towards this side or not. So once this packet or this message reach the bridge, it check what it check the MAC address of the computer. So once it sees that the device the data requesting to be sent to is connected on this side, so it will inform or tell the data that your destination is on this side, move back, you cannot move towards the this direction. So normally nowadays we are using network switch, it's no longer being used, but sometime it was used with a hub based network. Then more are nowadays we use those switches. The one you are seeing here is basically the Cisco incorporation switches. Here this diagram replicate to their switches, but a network switch is a device that is being used in a local area network to connect multiple computers on the network. And in modern networks, to connect different devices, different computers, maybe desktop, laptop, or maybe server's computer, we normally use these switches. And there may be a lot of ports depend on the type of switch you may want to use, or your organization may want to use for connecting those computers. But again, remember that switches are much intelligent than a hub, because once they forward data or receive data, they create MAC address table or physical address table. So let's say if computers are connected to those switches, let's say these two computers are connected, So these switches will record their physical address. And remember, what is the physical address? The network interface card address. So on the basis of that physical address or MAC address, the data will be forwarded or the data will be sent to that particular computer, and it will not be sent to all other ports or all other devices which are connected to this particular switches. And also remember that we have two type of switches. One are called layer 2 switches, and the other type is called layer 3 switches, are sometimes referred to multi-layer switches. So basically there are two types of switches we can use in our networks, layer 2 as well as layer 3 or multi-layer switches, which are available nowadays. Then we move to the other important device, that is called the router. And if you remember the network layer, there we discuss about the routing, that normally routing is done or performed. And what is routing? That the data may be routed from one network to another network until it reach its final destination, like connecting different networks in simple words. So to use routing or to perform routing, we need a special device that is called the router. So the main, or you can say the primary functionality of this device is to route traffic between different networks, and that is called, or that is known as routing. Also remember that a router is same like a computer. It has a RAM, it has a motherboard, it has a CPU, central processing unit, as well as it has a storage capacity like we use in computer hard disk. So like in computer we have these main components, so similarly we have these in the router as well. Yes. No, no. Yeah, yeah, these are also available in the switches as well, because they perform those network processes, they process those data on the network. So like router are same. So all of them have those different hardwares like we have in a computer system. But normally in computer system you have a desktop screen, or you have that monitor where you can view or have an eye on all those stuff. But like with the switch or router, we don't have that screen or that monitor that we can see, but we will learn how we can connect or access that particular router, or you can say the switch software, because they have their own operating system as well, called the OS. Normally called in Cisco it is called iOS. Like in computer we have that Windows, like in Mac we have the Macintosh or Mac OS, or we have that Linux operating system. So like in computer we have those operating system, so also these router and switches have their own operating system, and in Cisco they are called the iOS, Inter Network Operating System. Okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Based on your network requirement and you can say the needs of your organization. Yeah, yeah, I'm recording. Okay. So, yeah, yeah, they will have, but we have those specialized router like the one we have those internet type of modems. So they are small. They are a kind of they are performing multiple, you can say they are multi-purpose device. Normally they perform the purpose of routing. They have those modem capabilities and network connectivity as well. But when once you move into the real world or organization, the function of the router will be routing and the function of the switches will be switching. So you will have those specialized devices in the real world. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, to access that iOS or operating system of the router or switch, you need to have a port like USB port, or maybe in old computer you have a serial port. But I think nowadays we don't have that serial port. It is obsolete, but still nowadays we have that USB port. So we can use a cable that is called the console cable, and we should plug in that into a port of the router or switch that is called the console, and that word will be written console on that particular port. So we plug in that cable towards this side, the RJ45 side, into that router or switch port console, and then the USB side will be plugged into that USB port. And then we will require a type of terminal emulation software. Like free, we can use the Teraterm. It is a free software, or we can use the putty as well. And there are secure CRT and hyper terminal, etc. Different types of paid software also available. I think in Mac it is Axterm or something like that, a software used for that purpose. But these two are free.